Welcome, Mari. As I said, welcome to the ACC network. Please take it away.
All right. Well, thank you. I'm really happy to be here. This was my first time joining you all in this forum. I'm really excited to talk to you today about Maritime Works and the Alaska Maritime Education Consortium. As Dominica introduced me, I'm Mari. I'm the Maritime Director for the Alaska Safety Alliance. Maritime Works is a part of the Alaska Safety Alliance, as Carrie and the previous speaker noted. I've been working in the workforce space for about 20 years in one form or another, and I've been with Maritime Works in the Alaska Safety Alliance for about 6 months. And I want to start by really driving home the importance of this maritime industry. I actually didn't really know so much about it myself until about a year ago. And so I imagine that folks are probably in the same boat, no pun intended, that I was in. But it is really, really a critical industry for our state, for our economy, and for our population. So those of you working with students, who presumably will join or rejoin the workforce soon. This is such an important and opportunity-filled sector to understand so we can translate all of that to our students, connect them with these opportunities that are sometimes just flying right under the radar. So first of all, whoops, I'm getting ahead of myself here. This is Alaska's largest private employer. Alaska harvests more than 60% of our nation's seafood. And so the next time you are out enjoying a McDonald's Filet-O-Fish, you can know that that comes from Alaska's waters. And my children did not believe me, so we Googled it the other day, and sure enough, Filet-O-Fish comes from Alaskan pollock, which is harvested in the southwest waters of our state. This sector has a $6.7 billion economic impact to Alaska. We have over 30,000 seafood harvest permit holders and crew, 25,000 seafood processor jobs, over 3,000 jobs in maritime transportation. So that's a lot of jobs and a huge impact for our state. So I would love for folks to type into chat, which I cannot see. So Dominica, you will have to help me with this. What is maritime? What's a maritime job? Type it into chat, and Dominica, if you can help me by reading out what's in the chat, because I can't see any of the controls.
Sure. Seafood packaging, I assume. Captain of a ship, someone who drives, controls the boat. Mate, so seafood packing. Yes, thank you. Vessel handling. Fisherman.
Fisherman, yes. I love it.
Tugboat, onboard engine technician. It's a career connected to the sea. Pilot, scuba divers for repairs, engineer.
Yes. Good. Well, this is an informed group. All right. Well, thank you for participating. You have hit on many careers. So maritime jobs are jobs that are on the ocean, around the ocean, in and around the sea. So we have essentially 4 buckets that we think of when it comes to maritime jobs. So the first of those is think about when you're on the ferry, all of the workers on the ferry, including the captain that's driving that ship, and the engineer down in the engine room making the thing go, and the people that are making the food in the galley, and all of those folks that need to be on the shore to receive the boat, to fix the boat, to maintain the ships and boats, as well as think about the charter boat industry. All of that are included in MOSI, Maritime Occupations and Support Industries. Second category, somebody mentioned fishermen. Yes, fishermen. Nobody mentioned mariculture, and mariculture. So there's many jobs associated with fishing. So many of us in Alaska, everybody knows a fisherman. Some of us in this forum, I'm sure, have worked on fishing boats. So the crew, the fishermen. But mariculture is an emerging industry. I think it is so exciting that we have oyster farmers and kelp farmers in Alaska. The federal government recently invested a lot of money into developing mariculture. So over the next 10 years, I think we are going to see the emergence of this new industry. Did you know that kelp can replace plastic when you break it down? I mean, so it's not just food. Of course it's food, but it's also skincare products and supplements and pharmaceuticals. So a lot of potential in the mariculture industry coming soon to Alaskan waters. And then the third bucket here, seafood. Somebody mentioned seafood processing. So it never occurred to me until I toured a seafood processing plant that these are factories. So we have a manufacturing industry in Alaska, and those are our seafood processors. So so production managers, those quality control people, the people who run the plant, and all those crafts, all those folks that the electricians and carpenters and folks that are needed to keep a seafood processing plant going. And then finally, it's the scientists. So that's the research enhancement and management category. So the fish and wildlife people, the biologists, the economists, the NOAA workers. Those are all also maritime occupations. Okay, so Carrie Ann mentioned the Maritime Workforce Development Plan. So in 2014, partners from across Alaska came together, developed this Maritime Workforce Development Plan. This is a living workforce plan. It is not a shelved workforce plan. I look at it all the time. And since the development of this workforce plan, there have been two updates. One from the seafood fishing industry and another from with the Alaska Maritime Education Consortium, or AMEC. So these two groups created action plans as a complement to this workforce plan. So these plans are intended to be fresh through 2025. And the purpose of these plans is to, number one, ensure that the maritime sector has a robust workforce to be able to continue to be a contributor to the state of Alaska. As I mentioned, it's such an important player. Number two, be a resource for the workforce to be able to prepare the vast array of opportunities in the maritime sector. And third, basically increase the numbers. We need more people going to maritime to fill these important jobs. And so the plan is how do we do that? So the strategy of the plan is as follows. So we, growing awareness of the occupation. We believe that people, especially youth, are simply unaware of the vast opportunities in this field. So we want to reach students. We need to rely on the folks on this call to be able to reach the students, to make them aware of these opportunities. So we want to also make sure that the workforce is ready. We want them to have basic math and language skills. We need to keep them from accumulating a criminal record, because some of these jobs have those barriers. We want to train Alaskans for maritime careers, and I'm going to talk about some of those strategies later on, but suffice it to say there are multiple strategies that we're engaged in. And the next item is we need to support recruitment and retention efforts of our maritime employers. I'll show you a little bit of our website in a bit that supports our industry, connects industry to employers, and then finally promoting the sustained industry engagement. So hiring me in this position was an effort towards this final strategy. This is an area that perhaps has been a little less attended to over the years, but that's something I'm in my role as Maritime Director hoping to really focus in on over the next couple of quarters or the next year. Okay, so in order to make all of these big goals happen, we have 3 working groups. They are comprised of really excellent, dedicated educators and professionals. First is the Alaska Maritime Education Consortium, or AMEC. This is a partnership between AVTech, or Department of Labor, and UAA, focusing on training and education. Second bucket, we have the Seafood Harvesting and Processing Work Group. They're focused on developing trainings and opportunities for commercial fishermen, seafood processors. And then finally, we have the REM Work Group. That's the Research Enhancement and Management Work Group. They're focused on promoting those important careers related to fisheries biology and management. And there actually is a 4th work group, and that's that new mariculture, the mariculture work group. So they're focused on the mariculture workforce. And I'm going to talk about all of these initiatives, and Carrie Ann covered the ammonia refrigeration initiative, so I'll just move on from this slide and talk about the Alaska Maritime Education Consortium, or AMEC. As I mentioned earlier, this is a partnership between the Department of Labor and the University of Alaska, or the leadership. Our partner this is how the AMEC was formed. There are affiliate partners that also include secondary educational institutions, some coastal villages, for example, the Alaska Safety Alliance. We are also all affiliate partners of AMEC. And the vision of AMEC is Alaskans fulfilling the workforce needs of Alaska's maritime economies. And our mission at AMEC is collaborating to prepare Alaskans for these afloat and ashore careers. They are what it sounds like: afloat, the careers on the water; ashore, the careers on the shore, that support and strengthen the maritime workforce. So our strategic priorities, AMEC is really about being a connector and an amplifier of all of the assets that already exist for maritime training. So I'll give you an example of that in a couple of slides. AMEC is engaged with the maritime industry and all those maritime stakeholders so that we can advance the mission. And finally, this number 3, we have prioritized work through the action agenda. So over time, we are moving forward concrete, tangible initiatives that are really important to the industry. AMEC in 2021 became a designated domestic maritime center of excellence for workforce training and education. And we expect to have this designation renewed this spring. We just turned our paperwork in. We believe this designation is going to bring more opportunities for Alaska. In fact, some of the partnerships that we formed with other centers of excellence has already been very fruitful. So I want to talk about one of these. It's a key initiative and an excellent partnership. I unfortunately was not able to, or Dr. Chalker, who is leading this partnership in Soldotna, or this initiative in Soldotna, was not able to join us. So I'm going to do my best to, these are actually his slides that he let me borrow. But so AMEC, the Alaska Maritime Education Consortium, has gone into a partnership with Yamaha, the Yamaha Motor Corporation. So over a year ago, the Yamaha U.S. Marine Business Unit and AMEC signed a Yamaha Marine Training Program agreement under Yamaha's Technical School Partnership Program. So agreements are great, but agreements that are funded are even better. And over the course of the year, we found some funding. And so this agreement established a Yamaha Marine Technical Training Program, or started the process of establishing this training program. And last month, we are so excited that we were able to train 11 Alaskan instructors. These are the 11 instructors in this photo. So these instructors came from Dillingham, Ketchikan, Soldotna, Juneau, Kodiak, Valdez, Kotzebue, Cheevac, Quindiliguk, and Quinnipiac. So really, all but one of our economic regions in Alaska are represented in this train the trainer opportunity. And so all of these folks were trained as MCP, or Maintenance Certification Program instructors. The training took place on the Prince William Sound campus in Valdez. And from this training, one of these instructors, Ilkan, Dr. Ilkan Chalker, who's here on the end here, he is, as we speak, he actually is in Home Depot and Lowe's in Anchorage today, gathering equipment to set up a classroom, as well as many motors that are being sent in from Yamaha Corporation, establishing this training center in Soldotna, based at the Kenai Peninsula College. The first class is set to start in January of 2024, so in just a few short months. This is going to be a 14-week intensive hands-on program to teach people motor maintenance. So the center is going to be fully equipped with 11 engines ranging from 9.9 horsepower kicker motors to 300. These are giant engines, offshore engines. This is an example of a beautiful partnership between AMEC and Yamaha, and also funded in part through the state, through the Department of Labor's Alaska Workforce AWIG Innovation Grant. I think I said that right. AWIG grant that funded the equipment, and so a partnership with us at AMA that applied for these funding that made this possible. Partnership with KPC that is providing this space. So really powerful example of what partnerships can do. And so if you have any questions about the Soldotna training, or want to know more, or want to send students, please contact Dr. Chalker. He's the lead instructor in AvTech. So just to back up a little bit, AvTech is providing the instruction, KPC is providing the space, ASA is providing the equipment, and then hopefully, the many other AMEC and affiliate and other partners are going to provide the students and provide the information and disseminate so that we can train more folks in outboard motor maintenance, which is we really need.
Mary, I have a question, if you don't mind.
Not at all. Go ahead.
Thank you. So the application process for that particular training course, is it handled by AvTech as well?
Yes, it is. Because AvTech is it's AvTech class.
Wonderful. Okay, that's good, definitely good to know. And these students, so Kenai Peninsula College is providing space, as you said, so these students would not become college students at the time. They are only using the facility, but technically they would be AvTech students?
They are AvTech students, correct.
Okay,
and I should
thank you.
mention that this is not the only training program. Valdez has a training program, and that is through the Prince William Sound College. And we are going to anticipate training programs in other locations as well, maybe excuse me, not at the level that Soldotna that's being delivered in Soldotna through ACPE, but a little lower level. So Kodiak and Dillingham, Ketchikan also will be providing trainings.
So would ASA, Alaska Safety Alliance website be the place to go to find out about these training programs?
Yes, so good question. It is emerging, so we are working on it. You can definitely reach out to me. As we speak, we are trying to develop informational sheets so we can communicate where all of these are happening. You know, it hasn't all settled yet. So all of those 11 instructors that you saw, we are working with them so these training centers can be established. But out of the gate, Valdez and Soldotna already have training programs. These other sites are in the process. Like these instructors just got trained literally a month ago. And so now the next step is getting them helping them and helping their agency, their organizations start these training centers so that we can disseminate and train more of these outboard motor mechanics.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Really good question. Oh, I don't know what happened here. Okay. So, well, I did. Okay. So these are animations. So these are career pathway videos that were released in April. We did 4 in the seafood processing arena. Right now, we have an RFP out to create 4 more in the maritime occupation support industry arena. So these, this is an example of career awareness initiatives that we are working on to try to disseminate more information about these careers. And I actually think that we have time for me to play one of these videos. So if you don't mind, let's see if I can get this to work. I'm gonna play one of these videos and let me know if you can hear it.
Maritime Works and the Alaska Safety Alliance are committed to connecting Alaskans with the training to succeed in seafood processing careers essential to Alaska's maritime industry, at sea and in more than 40 coastal communities. This includes seafood plant and production management.
Kodiak, if you like fishing, I don't know if there's a better place to be in the world. I started working in Prince William Sound the first year I went to college in 2008. I was a forklift driver and a crane operator on a dock, and it helped me just kind of pay my way through school. And 4 years later, I finished school and I got offered a position as a fleet manager for our company in Prince William Sound. I like dealing with the fishermen. That's really what drew me in, is the diversity of what we do. Different fishermen, a lot of different personalities. Just a very holistic way to go make a living. When you see a fish on your plate, you know, it didn't just magic itself onto a boat and then get processed and packaged and sent out without any human involvement. There's a lot of steps there, and there's a lot of people involved to make that happen. My daily routine is kind of what makes me enjoy this job so much. It's different every single day. There's a lot of moving parts in the industry. There's the dock, there's the production, there's the refrigeration, there's the sales. So you really have to understand all the different sides of what's going on to be able to bring it together. I come in the morning and I monitor the process flow. I try to line up the day, try to schedule offloads, figure out what boats are doing, what the weather's doing, how fishermen are reacting to certain openers that are released. It's different with every season. There's not really a boring day here. One of the things I didn't realize when I was going to college is that I could actually get a lot of training in the industry already. Pretty much anybody who has a desire and comes forward and says they'd like to move up in the industry, we would love to get them further training. And I like having conversations with them and saying, hey, what do you see yourself doing here? You can do anything. You can come take my job. I'd be happy to train you to do my job. And I think that's what effective leaders do. They empower the people.
Find more information about maritime careers, available training, and job opportunities at sea and in coastal communities throughout Alaska at maritimeworks.org/careers. Thank you to Alaska Pacific Seafoods and all of the following sponsors.
Do you like fishing? Do you want to move somewhere where you can catch fish every single day and catch world-class fish? Then come to Alaska, come to Kodiak. Just stop farting around in the lower 48 and come up here.
Right, so I just really appreciate Mr. Clayton's humor there in that video. And then we have these other ones that are also featuring real Alaskans in real maritime jobs related to seafood processing. And as I mentioned, we are working on creating more career videos in those other buckets of maritime. And so please share these out. It is on maritimeworks.org. And show your students these videos to learn more about these kinds of careers, and hopefully students will see themselves in these jobs, and hopefully see themselves as perhaps becoming a plant manager like Clayton, or a refrigeration technician, or a quality control professional, and so on. Okay, let me pull up my slides again here. Okay, so also featured on our website, our maritimeworks.org website, are really great resources for learning more about these jobs. We have brochures that you can download. We have these websites that really drill down to these specific occupations. So if you, for example, if you click on vessel operation careers, you can see all the different kinds of vessel operation careers there are, like able seaman, for example, QMed, mate, captain, charter boat captain, steward. And if you click on one of these links, it will bring up, this is the magic of this website, I think, is that it brings up all of the trainings that are available in Alaska, and you can click on them, and they are not dead links. They are all live links. They all work. And you can see, for example, if you clicked on able seaman, you can see, a little bit about the able seaman job, and you can see here, like, oh, I can go to APTEC and Seward and be on my way to this job. And no, I don't need a degree, by the way, to become an able seaman. The link to the training, and further, if you click on this link right here, it'll take you to this University of Alaska page where you can learn more about the job, but also see live job postings, jobs that are open right now today in that field. So these are again, I just think this is a best kept secret. It's such a good it's so much helpful information for teachers and workforce development professionals and the individuals that are looking and seeking opportunities, trying to figure out what to do with themselves, with their lives, students and people seeking jobs that are seeking jobs for today, seeking jobs for their future. Okay, so I wanted to just put a plug in so we're really in Maritime Works, we're going to really focus in on highlighting career opportunities in maritime over the next several quarters. And these are just examples, some visuals, but coming soon, this coming spring break, we are putting together an experience maritime program. It's going to be focused on youth, and it's going to take place in Anchorage and also 2 coastal Alaskan communities. We believe it will be Seward and Sitka. We're in the process of really confirming that now. So these are going to be 2-day, I hesitate to call them training programs. They're experiences, hands-on program where we're going to take students on tours of facilities. We're going to give them some great training and experiences. It's going to be fun and very hands-on and interactive, engaging with professionals in the industry. So be on the lookout for these spring break experiences. And a shameless plug here, next week, October 4th, at the Alaska ACTE conference in Anchorage, on the Wednesday, it's a post-conference session. I hear there are 6 slots still open if you are interested in participating in this interactive tour for educators, for anyone interested, sign up. We're going to tour Copper River Seafood Plant and the Port of Alaska in Anchorage. And I don't know why it did not make it on the slide, but also the Alaska Railroad Depot. We're going to have lunch at 49th Street Brewing Company, sponsored by, thank you to Yamaha, who is sponsoring this, sponsoring the lunch, and thank you to Alaska Premier Tours for sponsoring the bus transportation. We're going to meet up at Captain Cook. We're all going to get on a bus and do this tour. Should be very engaging. We're going to have a presentation by Sarah Schur and others to teach and inform educators about more careers and about careers in maritime and opportunities in maritime. If you are interested, please contact me and I will give you information. You could also visit the Alaska ACPE website and sign up directly from there. You do not have to attend the whole conference in order to do this post session. You can just do this post session. So I want to make sure folks know about that. And Carrie Ann talked a lot about our ASA annual meeting on October 19th, excuse me. So I will leave that there. This is my contact information and any questions.
Thank you so much. We have a couple of questions in the chat box.
Okay,
just let me know if you can see the chat box now.
Yeah, I can see it now. Okay, let's see. Are any conference sessions available via Zoom? This might be for you, Dominica, or maybe for ACTE conference. I'm not sure. I don't know about that. Rhapsody.
I don't know. If it's Alaska ACTE conference, I am not sure. Then you would have to reach out to one of the contacts on the website.
Okay, yeah. And Yanni Morley says, thank you. I currently have high school students that are interested in maritime. Wonderful. Let's get in touch, Miss Yanni Morley. And if you are available next Wednesday to come on this tour, that would be amazing. Okay, are they planning on remote training? So I wonder if this is about the Yamaha program from Hilda Stern. Yes. Absolutely. That is the goal, to push those Yamaha trainings out to those rural, especially coastal communities, though Fairbanks Interior is also looking at how they can implement the introduction to outboard motors training, outboard systems training. So it's not just coastal communities. There's rivers and waters all over Alaska. So yes to that question. And if you were asking about the Experience Maritime, that career awareness outreach, absolutely. We are going to pilot it in Anchorage and a couple of hub communities, but the goal is to learn from those initial ones that we do and do more of them outside of the hubs, outside of certainly the urban areas, and perhaps we'll do one in Alaska in the future, and other locations, and we'll try to package it so other individuals, not just me, can put and my partners, so that perhaps teachers or anybody who's interested can put on one of these Experience Maritime trainings. I don't see any other questions on here. But if you think of anything else, feel free to contact me. And Dominica did put my email in the chat.
So with the tour, you said that individuals would not have to register for the entire conference to be able to participate in the tour, that post-conference activity. Is that correct?
That's right. You can register just for the tour.
Okay.
But please do go to the ACTE website
Right.
and register for the tour so we can get you in the head count. And if you have any questions or some special circumstance, just contact me directly. I want every seat filled for this tour. And so I just want to encourage everyone to, if this sounds interesting to you, and it is catered towards folks that are not just, it's not, we'll do this for youth at some point, but this is for the adults. This is for the people that help the youth, that work with the youth.
Okay, I thank you for that clarification. So it is not open to high school students.
No, these are for the teachers, the counselors, the post-secondary educators that work with students.
Thank you. All right, well, Mari, thank you so much for joining us. You have so much enthusiasm in you. I love seeing that. Great things are coming our way thanks to you. So thank you for your hard work on that. And so just the best source of information would be the website, right? Alaska Safety Alliance Maritime, which I shared the links to. So yes, perfect.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you for allowing me to join you all today.
Thank you very much.